Yes, yes, yes. Welcome back to the Blue Room, my creative space, where I'm creating music, where I do my music process, right? I am Continental Crooks, for those who are not aware. Hit the subscribe button so you can be updated when I post a new video, right? We're going to be jumping into how I mixed it, the series that I do here on my YouTube channel. For those who are already subscribed, you already know what's up. For the ones who are coming across me for the first time, how I mixed it is where I show the process of how I'm making the music. You have how I mixed it, the instrumental or the beat version, and you have how I mixed it, the vocal version, right? On this episode, we're going to be looking at how many times the song and instrumental are both out now on all streaming platforms. Yes. So remember, add them to your playlist. Let's jump into this. So, how many times? As normal, I'm gonna go through the drum section, and then I'm gonna go through the chords and the melody and the bass line for the instrumental. Right? So, our first sound is a kick, and the kick is panned at 0. Yeah. And I brought the volume down a little bit. Alright. Next, we have, it's labeled as claps, but it's a snare hit, like on the edge of the snare. It's panned 59 left and right in the stereo field, and the volume is down a bit. Next, you have a snare, and it's panned 45 left and right, and you see there's a little bit of adjustment on the volume. Next, we have closed hi-hats, and they're panned 51 left and right, and a little adjustment on volume. Next, we have open hi-hats, and those are panned 65 left and right. Next, we have shakers, and those are panned 54 left and right. Right, so we got to that part. Boom. Next, I need to select a different section. So next, the other part of the percussive movement is with some ride cymbals, tambourine and claps, right? Let's go through that. Right, the ride cymbals is panned 68 left and right, and that's your sound. We also have tambourines panned 70 left and right, and it gives this little shimmer to it. Right, in that same change, I have clavs at 75 left and right, and it adds this little spice. Right? Next, all of these parts in kick, the snare and all of that. Processing, you have Neutron elements, and with Neutron, all that's basically happening is three main things. EQing, right? So if you look, the kick has a little dip, 337 hertz minus 10 dB with a Q of 2.8, and it's saying the key is E4. Right. You have an exciter, which is a little bit of warm saturation, warm tube, a little bit, then a little bit of compression on the peaks. Right. Now, all of the sounds have Neutron on them. Now, watch this. So, all of these sounds, they have Neutron, and basically each sound, if you remembered the video that I made about the audio frequency spectrum, each sound is sitting in a different frequency spectrum. So all Neutron is doing is cutting low bits and low enhances to make the sound stand out. Then it's giving it a little bit of excitement, which is saturation, and then a little bit of compress to make it pop. Right? From there, what I then do is I run each of these sounds. When I record them in, I record them in dry, so there's no effect on them. This is why I can process it to place it certain places. Right? Each sound then has three effects. The first effect is a beat reverb. Right? So if you come down to the beat reverb channel, you have a deverb, you have a large church reverb, it's room. This is the preset, but then I selected room, medium, not too much going on, reduce, -4 on the gain. Then cut the lows, everything under 333.1 hertz, and everything above 6,800 hertz, and basically just roll it off. Roll off the high end and the low end on the EQ, then de-ess it. I'm de-essing the full mix with a threshold of 33 and a range of 19, right? The frequency is 10,042 hertz, and it's a high shelf roll. There's a few different rolls. There's a high, a low, and a mid. Right. Then compress the reverb with an RVox, a threshold of 10, gain ceiling of 2. Normally people put the gain ceiling at 1, but I put it at 2 or -2, so I can catch more peaks and all that when I get further down in the process of mixing. An attack of 15 to shape the harmonics. That's the frequency that I kind of like where it sits when it comes on to the compression, right? Now, each sound in the drums have this beat reverb on it, but it have different bits. So the kick, you have -90 on the edge of the drum hit. You have -40. So it's different amounts of reverb, but I just have one channel, so I don't have to have so many different instances of the same thing. I just do it on one bus and then bus everything to use the same reverb. From the delay, or from the reverb, we have a short delay. The short delay is also on a bus, and it's the H delay. It has lo-fi tape saturation on it. It's a 16th, so 16th note reverb. It locks in the tempo of 120. Modulator, or the modulation, the depth, we have 4. So the modulation is causing the reverb or the delay to sound slightly different from the original sound. You then have a rate of 0.40 for the modulation. This delay, the H delay, comes with its own filter EQ. So I'm cutting 280 hertz. Everything below that on the reverb is gone, on the delay, sorry. And everything above 6,060 hertz I've cut. Right? I have a feedback of 10, so it's delaying, but not crazy amounts of space, and it's not continuing for crazy amounts of time, and it's locked into the tempo of the beat. Bam. Right? That is it. Fully wet on the output, no makeup gain, so nothing is being added as far as volume to the sound. Then I de-ess it, the fiddle de-ess, threshold of -20, range of -18. The frequency is 5,540 hertz. There's 1, 2, 3. Split, and you can listen to it and all that. But I'd basically de-ess. After de-essing, compress, threshold 10, gain ceiling 2, and attack 15. Right? There's another plugin here. This plugin is basically because the whole mix is already done, and this is a side chain. Yeah. So it's the D3CL compressor, but I'm using it as a side chain. I'll talk more about it when I start the vocal part, but I'm basically using it to dip the delay so the vocal pops up before the delay, above delay, and above certain portions of what's coming with the delay for the beat or the drums. Right? The other sound on the drums is a chorusing effect. Yeah. So the chorusing effect is the mod delay 3. Have the chorus preset, synchronize it to the tempo. I didn't really change anything else. I just left it as is because I'm already getting the effect that I want. You get certain effects with different presets. If it's not what you want, you can then create other bits. Yeah. Again, the chorusing effect is being EQ'd. Everything below 254.3 Hertz is being rolled off, and everything above 8,900 Hertz is being rolled off. So if you notice, all of the different effects, they have certain parts rolled off and certain different EQ thing going on, so they don't clash with each other, so it's not all the same space. Yeah. Then DS full mix, the settings on this is similar to the reverb, or more or less the exact same. Then compress. Yeah. Right. Now, the other thing, so all of that, I do that, and you get this. So, the reason why all of this is going on is because of a few things. One, the panning. Two, the EQing, so certain frequencies is gone from certain sounds. So whichever sound is supposed to be dominant there will be. Yeah. All of this, I then run it to a bus, but because I'd already done this loop processing so clean, I didn't add anything else to the bus. You understand? I just put it on the bus to make everything go through that one channel. Meaning if I need to turn it up, turn it down, I can just move the one fader and all of the sounds. When it comes on to mixing in this, the other sound now, let me do this selection here. We have a vice bass, and it's panned 8 to the right. Right? And it has Neutron on it as well. Right? Now, we have the drums, we have the bass line. Now we're gonna go into the chords, right? So the chords, we have a Psycho G guitar playing one layer of melody, or one layer of chords, sorry, and that is this. Then next we have a Billy Grand playing another layer of chords, and that is this. It's panned at 37 left and right. We have another layer of Billy Grand, and it's playing a melody that is panned 60 left and right, and that is this. Next, we have a Phaser Rhodes panned at 80 left and right, playing the final 4 bars for the change. Right? The same process goes for the melodies and the chords. Neutron, a little bit of the beat reverb, a little bit of the delay, a little bit of the chorus. All of these sounds are then bussed down to an instrument comp bus, right? But because they're sitting and doing certain things already with sound wise, I didn't put any more processing, as in on other mixes you will realize on this bus I will have an effect, I'll have saturation, and then I'll probably have some sort of stereo imager to spread it out a bit, spread out the sounds a bit more. Now, with all of these, there's one more piece of something going on, and that is a riser. So I have a riser when it's coming to the end of the section. The riser is adding tension, and then it breaks and goes out into the other section, right? The riser is panned all the way 100 left and right. The riser has a long reverb, and the long reverb is a church, a large church, a large dark church. So diffusion 58%, delay, pre-delay 40 milliseconds, decay 12.2 seconds, high shelf cut 2.44 Ks, 2440 K, and a low shelf filter or a low filter. You have 1.20 kilohertz. So the high and the low. So it's even EQing within the delay. I'm then doing another wham, cutting it more. 471.2 hertz. All of those lows are gone. And the 6.80 hertz, everything above that is gone, because this EQ or this reverb is it's not the beat reverb. It's gonna be more dealing with the vocal. So there's a delay for the vocal, there's a reverb for the vocal, the chorus is the same. Yeah. But this is all of these effect channels. One, the beat reverb, the vocal reverb, long reverb, vocal delay, short delay, chorus, yeah. And then I have a song comp. Instead of doing all of these process over and over and over and over, just do it on a bus, right? So the riser, when we play it, there we go, boom. Now, so we have all the sounds in the beat and all of that. What you then realize, the riser doesn't have other risers, so all of that, it's just basically to do the effect. It's already how it's supposed to be, so there's not too much on the plugins. It's just more to do the sends. From there, it gets sent to the song comp bus. The instrument bus also gets sent to the song comp bus. The bass line gets sent to the song comp bus. And the drum comp gets sent to the song comp bus. Now on the song comp bus, it's this. Alright. So if you listen to this, this is how it sounds just coming to the song comp bus with no processing. On the song comp bus, now I'm doing something else. I'm adding tape saturation, and I'm adding a warm vintage tape, Ozone, and that's all it is. Just going to preset, click warm, and that's it. I don't really do anything else to it. I leave it as it is. And then compression, I have a vintage compressor, an Ozone vintage compressor, and mix index. Select that, boom. So now I have my saturation and it's running through a mix index. So now it sound like this. And this is the mix. Boom. Now let's take it back a little bit. Let's jump into arrangement. So if you look, there's these little markers here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 8 bars intro. 8 bars. Right. The riser comes in to show you another section is about to start. You then have a 16-bar verse. From the 16-bar verse, we go into a 16-bar chorus. 8 bars for the intro, verse 1, 16 bars. Chorus 1, 8 bars. Verse 2, 16 bars. Chorus 2, 8 bars. Verse 3, 16 bars. You have an 8-bar bridge. The bridge has some changes, and the bridge have some changes and stuff going on. This is what the bridge sounds like. From the 8-bar bridge, we then have chorus 3, which is another 8 bars. We then follow it with another chorus 4, which is another 8 bars, and then you have 8 bars of the outro. Yeah. So this, all of this song comp bus then gets sent to the master channel. The master channel has RVOX. There's a threshold of minus 3.5. The ceiling again is at minus 2, and an attack of 15. Yeah. That. So we get that, right? I then have a drama. Yeah. Next, I have a drama S73 Intelligent Mastering compressor, right? So it's doing a song compression. I'm adding ear. Yeah. I'm not going to open it because all of the plugins that I got within that bundle, every time I open them, I don't know, maybe I need more power on the computer. But anyways, when you add the drama, you get this. So I'm gonna bypass it, listen, yeah, and then when you add it, yeah. So we have that. Next, I have a Maxim Limiter with a -4 threshold and a ceiling of -6. You might be wondering why. Yeah. Basically this, I'm looking here and the sound going out to make sure I'm not peaking, making sure I'm making the sound louder, yeah, or getting the volume up. This is what this would be doing if I had this further up. But because I have one more process, which is the Ozone Mastering, and what I'm doing here is I'm setting a -6 dB ceiling, so when I then go into the mastering, it can do everything that I want to do, and then I'm going to make it loud, and it's going to be a whole lot louder. Okay. So play it again. In essence, it sounds like it makes it less loud, yeah, which is damn, but it's polishing up the sounds a little bit, right? Because the next process, I'm gonna add ozone. I'm gonna be doing a vintage EQ, vintage compression, excitement, and limiting, yeah? And this is how you get this. Right? See the difference? Yeah? But now everything's popping. How many times I got to tell you? How many times the song and the instrumental are both out now on all streaming platforms. You heard? So if you like the song or you like the instrumental, both of them are everywhere.